everybody. This is Donna Irvin coming from to you live today on my Big Tip Friday. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you've been having a good week so far. And at least the weather hasn't been as hot. It's still hot, but not like it was last week. So anyway, guys, I want to get right into it. And I promise you today it won't be as long as last week. I know last week was a little bit long, but this week it should be much shorter. I do have just a few things I want to go over. I think it would be great to give you some information on. Last week I know we talked about how to beat procrastination. And this week I want to talk about how to overcome resistance to meet your goals. And this is a really big issue for a lot of people. And basically, if you're not sure what resistance is, which everybody should be familiar with, but if you're not, resistance is what stops you from moving forward. Resistance is the things that come up in your life that shut you down, that stop you from doing what you need to do to be successful in your business and even in your personal life and to accomplish any of your goals. And we all come upon resistance. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. Every person has this same problem. And there are ways to overcome that. And that's what I want to get going on this today, about what the three things are. And first I'm going to talk about mindset. Now, I know you may have heard me talk about this before, and I'm sure you've had other people tell you the same thing, and you're rolling your eyes going, oh, here we go. But this is a little different. What I'm talking about is mindset. Is expect to come upon resistance. Okay, we can't go through our business and through our lives going, oh, everything's going to be perfect. It's going to just be rainbows and lollipops, and everything's just going to be great, and we're going to make all this income and all this stuff. You know, it just doesn't work that way. You gotta, so expect to come upon it. Expect it. Okay, and that is just, it's part of it. It's part of life. So that's the mindset you need to keep in the forefront of your mind. You need to keep that in front of you at all times. Number two is you want to change the conversation you're having with yourself. And I know we're all guilty of doing this. I know I am guilty of this to this day, and I will admit that. But a lot of people, when they're doing their business or they're going about their personal life, they will come up on something and go, oh, I want to do that, but I'm not talented enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. I can't do this because of blah, 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 right? We all do it, and those are just excuses getting in your way, okay, of creating that success. And that's the things you want to really do, is change the conversation you're having. Instead, now, this is normal, okay? This is not something that, oh my gosh, I'm doing this is terrible. This is normal. Everybody does this. And what you want to do when you begin to have these conversations with yourself, you need to consciously think that when you say that, you need to consciously stop yourself and say, okay, there's my resistance, there's my excuses. What am I going to do about this? All right? And what we do here is you recognize it, okay, the self-talk. And what I want you to do is when you find yourself doing this, here's the actionable I want you guys to do, okay? You want to change it by saying to yourself, like I said, oh, there's the resistance. Number one, you're recognizing it, okay? Number two is when you recognize the resistance, it gives you confidence and it helps you grow and learn. Now, I know this sounds a little bit odd to say a negative with a negative, okay, but really if you recognize it, you're already a step ahead of what most people are doing. Most people don't even recognize that they're doing this to themselves, okay? But once you recognize it and use it as a learning tool, instead of saying to yourself, oh, I'm not smart enough, tell yourself, I am still learning this and I will get there. You know, give yourself a positive action to go off of. I'm not good enough, okay? I'll just say, oh, I'm not good enough. A good positive to that would be, I am good enough and I am learning this and I will do my best. And just that, those things right there, turning that from a negative into a positive is what's going to get you thinking, about how to overcome your resistance. Okay, and I know it seems a little strange right now to some of you, and it is hard. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, but this will help. And you got to remember, resistance is an awesome teacher. You can learn a lot if you just open up your mind. You can learn a lot from the resistance itself. So number 3 is 3 questions I want you to ask yourself to help you overcome your resistance. Number 1, what am I afraid of? Okay, and be honest with yourself. Don't sit there and try to sugarcoat it and go, oh, well, I'm not afraid, I'm okay. No, really be honest with yourself. Nobody else has to know this. Nobody else has to. You don't have to share this information with anybody. This is just within you. This is just you, okay? What are you afraid of? Write it down. Say it out loud. I don't care. Just know what you're afraid of, all right? Number 2 is, what am I avoiding? Are you avoiding something in your life that you need to do and you just haven't done it? Again, that ties back to procrastination, what I talked about last week. And yes, procrastination and resistance come together. You procrastinate, you're going to get resistance like you would not believe, okay? We don't want that. Number 3, what am I not taking responsibility for? Okay, are you just sitting there, putting the responsibility on someone else, pointing fingers at someone else, saying they should be doing all this, and you get cut loose of the responsibility, and you don't have to do anything, okay? No, that's not how it works. You have to take responsibility for your own self. You got to take responsibility for your own actions, okay? So again, what am I not taking responsibility for? All right, once you answer those questions within yourself, you really begin to see what's holding you back and where your resistance is coming from, okay? And a good way to also help with that is get connected with your why, okay? And I know I've covered this way back when about how is your why strong enough. That's a good thing to really go back on, right? Go back on the reason why you're doing what you're doing. And it should be really strong. Again, it should be so strong it drives you to the point of tears, or it really moves you in some way to move forward no matter what. Okay? So that's what I have done, and I always have to review back to my why when I get that way, because I myself get a lot of resistance on a daily basis, and I really have to work on that. So pointers to move you forward. You need to begin with the end in mind mentality. In other words, instead of just coming to a complete halt, you need to accept the fact and begin again. In other words, if you feel like you've failed and the resistance has caught up to you and you just come to this halt and you're not moving forward, accept it and start over. I mean, we can start over every single day. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, that's how we learn the best, is starting over. And I know I've had to start over, I don't know how many times, guys. I probably lost count. But that's how you do it. Begin with the end in mind. And take what you've learned from your resistance, okay, and what you want to do is use it as a motivation to move you forward. In other words, turn it into a positive, like I had said a while ago, all right? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, I can't do this, I can't do this at all. Well, again, that's your resistance telling you you can't change it. Yes, you can, all right? So, and the big thing is you want to be patient with yourself. Don't sit there and go, oh, I'm going to perfect this, I'm going to do this. It doesn't happen overnight. This is something you constantly have to work on every single day, okay? And I promise you, if you work on it every single day and you really start to get a hold of it and know your resistance, you will start to just move forward, keep your why in front of you. And that's pretty much what I have to say today. I told you I'd keep it a little bit shorter than last week. And next week we're going to talking about, actually I want to let you guys know I will be having to do my my video on Thursday of next week instead of Friday. I do have something that I really need to do on Friday and I won't be able to. So I will put up a post on my fan page and I will be doing it Thursday of next week. Okay? And I'm going to be talking about strategies for building powerful habits for entrepreneurs. And I hope you guys stay in tune for that. And I will close out for now. You guys have a good weekend, and I'm actually going to be heading out tomorrow and having a picnic with my family in the mountains, so I'm looking forward to that. That should be really fun. So you guys take care. We'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend, and also, that's right, 4th of July is coming up next week. Have a really good 4th of July, guys. All right, take care. Bye-bye.